Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, and benevolent greetings for us all. Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to our weekly talk show. But first of all, before we get into it, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Haslugat Ninja. I'm going to be the master of ceremony for this weekly talk show. And yeah, welcome to our weekly talk show, where we're going to be talking about and discussing an introduction to governmental science with our two expert speakers, Intanihaya and Raden Kaifa. For today's topics, we are going to learn about states institution and authority or legitimacy. There's going to be a Q&A section at the end of the material, so without further ado, this morning talk show, I'll hand it over to the moderator.
Certainly, thank you, MC, for your time. Hello, everyone, and good morning. I'm Nagla Zahra Tuanaya, your moderator for today's talk show. First and foremost, let's introduce our two speakers, Ms. Intanihaya and Ms. Raden Kaifa. Let's give a round of applause to our outstanding speakers. Before we jump into the material sessions, let's clarify the topic for today. Our discussions will revolve around state institutions and the concept of power, authority, and legitimacy. Without further delay, I'll now hand it over to our speakers to present the material they have prepared. To Ms. Intanihaya, the time is yours.
Okay. Can you hear my voice, guys? Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom Om Swastiastu, peace be upon us. Let me introduce myself first. I'm Naya as the first presenter here who will explain about the state institutions. Okay, I think about my material. Can you guys see about my material about the state institution on the screen? Okay. Okay, as you can see on the screen, state institutions are divided into 4 parts. Namely, the first one is the legislative institutions, the second one executive institutions, judicial institutions, and the third one is independent state institution. Okay, let's talk about legislative institutions. Legislative power, as one of the elements of the trias politica, is the key element on the system of government. Here are some significant points encompassing the notion of legislative power. Okay, and from it, I'm talking about the legislative institution that is partly 3. First one is the People's Consultative Assembly, or MPR. The second is People's Representative Council, or DPR. The next one is Regional Representative Council, or DPD. And the next one, we're talking about the executive institution. The executive branch of a country is the branch of government responsible for implementing public policy and managing the country's administration. Examples of the executive power is the President of the Republic Indonesia, cabinet ministers, provincial governor, regional mayor, and the last one is bureaucratic apparatus. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you so much. And I'm headed back to the moderator.
Wow, such an interesting topic. We've just concluded our discussion on state institutions. Now we'll proceed to the next segment, focusing on power, legitimacy, and authority, which will be presented by Raden Kaifa. Speakers, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, moderator. Hello everyone, I am Raden Kaifa. Today we gather to unravel the dynamic trio that shapes the foundation of our social fabric. There is power, authority, and legitimacy. Next slide. We talk about concept here. This statement describes the concept of power and its impact of influencing the behavior of individuals or groups. Power in social context refers to the capacity of an individual or group to exert influence and control over others. Next slide. So, where power comes from? There is a 5 sources of power, including with legitimate power, coercive power, expert power, reward power, and reverent power, and how power can last longer by using an intimidation or provocation, tyranny and crime, ideologies or belief system, and using authority. And we got the ruling class. The ruling class refers to a social group or class of individuals who hold significant power. There is material or wealth, weapon, religion, charisma, heredity, and position. And we got the ruled class. Refers to the segment of society that is subject to the authority and influence of the ruling class. There is four elements: fear, trust, respect, and love. Next slide. Next slide is authority. Is the power or right to give orders, make decisions, and enforce obedience. It is often associated with individuals, institutions, or systems that have legitimate or recognized ability to control or influence others based on their positions. Last point is legitimacy. Based on what we have read, it implies that the authority is recognized, accepted, and conforms to established law, rules, or societal norms, providing a valid and justified foundation for its action or decisions. An example of the application of power: a president or prime minister holds the power and authority to make decisions that affect the country. Their legitimacy comes from election or official appointment. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, we've just heard a fascinating presentation from our two speakers on the topic. Now, I'd like to open the floor for questions and answers from the audience. I encourage everyone to use the raise hand feature to participate. Okay, first questioners are Miss Atika Akila.
This question for Keifa. I have a question. It's what are the three parts of the judiciary in Indonesia? Thank you.
Okay, what are the three parts of the judiciary in Indonesia? Next questioners is Miss Sahla, Andia Sahla.
Okay, first let me introduce myself. My name is Andia Sahla. So here I want to ask for Intan Nihaya about what is a state institution.
Okay, what is a state institutions? Next, question 3 is from Miss Agnes. I would like to welcome Miss Agnes.
Okay, my question is, what are some examples, state institution and their duties?
Okay, the question is, what are some examples of state institutions and their duties? The next question is from Miss Alin Fajrin Ashidah.
Okay, the question for Keifa, mention ways to maintain power. Thank you.
Okay, mention ways to maintain power. And last questioners, Mr. Saldo. Oh, wait. We have one from girls. Is Miss Sasha Keisha Nafisa. I would like to welcome you.
Okay, my question for Ms. Rajan Keifa. Please explain state what is institution hold power according to the Constitution. Thank you.
Okay, state what institutions hold power according to the constitutions. And last questioners is Mr. Saldo Zola Permadi. I would like to welcome you.
Okay, my question, Explain what is meant by political trust. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for all participant audience. I would like to give two speakers for answering the questions.
Okay, maybe from myself first. Here's I want to talk about the what is the state institution. So state institutions basically are organizations or bodies established by the government to carry out certain functions in order to achieve state goals. These functions can be in the form of policymaking, program implementation, supervision, and so on. And the next one, we're talking about the what are some examples of the state institution and their duties. The first one is executive. And the executive is talking about the president and the government. The duties is running the government, making policies and implementing laws. And the next one is legislative. There is DPR or House of Representatives, and the duties is make laws, supervise the government, and a channel to aspirations of the people. And the next one is judiciary, that the Supreme Court. And the judiciary have the duties that is enforcing the law, testing the validity of the law, and rendering the legal decision. And let's look about what are the functions of each judiciary: the Supreme Court, the Constitutional Court, and actually the Judicial Commission. Actually, the answer is actually same with the explanation I said before. So I think that's all from me. Thank you so much.
Now, Ms. Radin Keifa, you can answer the questions from audience.
Okay, thank you for the questions. I'll answer from the first question, mention ways to maintain power. Maintaining power can be done in various ways, such as media and information control, maintaining public support, manipulation of the political system, and repression. Second question is, state what institution hold power according to the Constitution. In general, several institutions that are generally regulated by the Constitution in a country are executive, legislative, and judiciary. And there is a specialized institution, which is financial institution such as central bank, supervisory agency, or ombudsman body. Last question is, explain what is meant by political trust. Trust politica, which means three powers in Latin, is the concept of splitting state power into three main branches such as executive, legislative, and judicial. The main goal is to prevent excessive consolidation of power in one entity. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the answer, Ms. Intanihaya and Mr. Denkeva. For all audience, do the speaker's explanation address your inquiries adequately? Is it answering your questions? Okay, thank you for your participate all. I appreciate that. I think that's all for today in Weekly Talk Show. Thank you for your participate. I give it back to
Wow, what a greatly weekly talk show we had today. I would like to thank you, Intan Nihaya and Radin Keiva, for today's discussion and for the amazing materials. It really adds knowledge and make it easier for us to learn about the introduction of governmental science. I would also like to thank you, the moderator, and everyone who has participated in today's weekly talk show. So we will meet again soon for next weekly talk show. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your day and good afternoon. Bye bye.
Good afternoon. Thank you,
Bye.
guys.
good afternoon all. Thank you.